you guys, it's Holly Golightly with Perfumed Vegas. I can never seem to get away from weird lighting up in here, so I apologize for that. Today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the perfume that I picked up during the Sephora VIB sale. In fact, it is the first perfume I've ever purchased from this house, the House of Kilian. By Kilian, Roses on Ice. If you're interested in hearing about the fragrance, just keep watching. So there's been a lot of jib-jab about the liquors collection from By Kilian, right? Like Angel Share is probably one of the most hyped new fragrances outside of Jean-Paul Gaultier La Belle this year in 2020. And I was interested. I'm not going to lie. I have been interested in the House of Kilian for some time. The only fragrance, though, that I've ever really considered purchasing was Black Phantom, and I just never did. I saw it one time at the cosmetics company outlet, but it didn't have the coffret, with the skull on top, and so I didn't buy it. And then I never got around to purchasing it. So when I was looking at the new fragrances, I was really intrigued because I loved the concept. I am somewhat of an connoisseur of liqueur, but I loved the concept that it was going back to the Hennessy roots, and I loved the ideas that there was like a dark whiskey, cognac, brandy type of fragrance, and then there was a lighter like gin, vodka, sort of fresher fragrance. And I'm not gonna lie, I looked at Angel Share and I thought to myself, I bet this smells exactly like something I have already. I don't know what, because I don't own the fragrance or I haven't smelled it, but looking at those notes, I can guarantee you that I can find at least one fragrance that is, if not a dupe, too similar to own. And that's kind of a bummer. My storytelling skills are kind of a bummer. But I then started looking at Roses on Ice. So this is what the little box looks like. And then it's sitting in the little box like a tumbler of your drink. We'll get more into that in a moment. I started looking at this. And during this time, it was we're in lockdown. I really want to be experiencing my hot girl summer, but that's not happening. But here's this like fresh junipery gin type cocktail beverage that really is giving me these vibes of just enjoying a refreshing cocktail on the patio with a girlfriend or with a boyfriend, with whoever. And it didn't sound like anything I already owned. In fact, it sounded completely different to my normal fragrance style. So I'm going to read to you what the website from By Kilian says about Roses on Ice. Kilian Hennessy's inspiration was introducing a brand new collection. Kilian Hennessy felt it was time to pay tribute to his heritage as heir to the renowned French cognac-making family and to his choice of olfactory intoxicants for driving the night towards dawn. As a first-time collaborator with perfumer Frank Volka, Kilian Hennessy wanted to recreate the tasting of gin on the rocks with a splash of lime, recalling his wife's favorite drink. Isn't that cute? Isn't that fun? The perfume. Anyone for notes of gin distilled with rose and cucumber? The perfume Roses on Ice opens with the aquatic freshness of cucumber and the aromatic uplift of juniper berries, creating an icy sensation rounded in an accord with a voluptuous rose centifolia. Upon the dry down of sandalwood and musk, the scent expresses a sharp yet deeply infused character of gin consumed in its ideal. The perfume notes: cucumber, juniper berries, and rose. The perfumer Frank Volkel hope I'm saying that right. This fragrance does have a sandalwood note too, which I'll get into. Details. The bottle of the perfumes of the Liqueurs collection is styled as a speakeasy essential, an art deco glass to recall the most fabulous bars. The weighted glass is engraved with the emblematic K motif to throw and catch the light at all angles, finished with a golden diamond-shaped plaque signed in white serigraphy. These details bring a guarantee of luxury that should not be ephemeral, but should last a lifetime. As such, this perfume is refillable. I love that too. I love refillable perfumes. So anyway, I ordered this from Sephora. This is what I picked up during the VIB sale. Good thing I didn't want Angel Share because that sold out like the first day of the sale. But Roses on Ice sold out a few days after I ordered it. I was really ready on the button to order as soon as I could. So I did decide to go ahead and do that because I didn't think there was going to be any real other opportunity for me to pick up this fragrance with a discount at any time in the near future. I'm really glad that I did. Like I said, I think both Angel Share and Roses and Ice are still sold out on Sephora's website. Unfortunately, if you didn't get a chance to pick them up during the sale, there will be other opportunities when they restock. There'll be other discount opportunities with Sephora, and I'm sure that there will be other sales on like Kilian's website and other places. So let's get into the fragrance. It is the most beautiful bottle. I mean, come on. The flacon is glass. The lid is plastic. I don't really mind because I drop lids all the time and I would hate to break it. But just smelling it cold out of the bottle, it has a very sharp cucumber scent, followed with a softer rose and juniper. So I'm going to go ahead and put this on. This is going to be my scent of the day. And I'll just put it on. I missed both times, but that's okay. So there's the beautiful bottle that they were talking about, the plaque. I don't know how you refill it, but I'm sure if you took it to a Kilian counter or store, if they have a boutique, you could get the refill. So on me, I mean, it's going to be different for everybody. On me, the top note is a very sharp cucumber juniper combination. I really don't get any rose at all in the first wave of the fragrance. Cucumber starts settling down, the juniper starts coming forward, and with the juniper forward sort of fragrance comes the rose centifolia. Now, centifolia rose is one of my personal favorite rose fragrances. It's got a richness to it and a sweetness to it that I think is very apropos for fragrance. And it doesn't smell like a fresh rose or a tea rose. It just smells like a beautiful, blooming, sweet rose. It's not heavy or jammy. It's fresh, but not too fresh. Sweet, but not too sweet. Floral, but not too floral. You get my gist. I have already worn the fragrance once to test it out so that I could tell you about the dry down and the longevity of the fragrance. So I will let it continue drying down while I do that. On me, Roses on Ice is a very long-lasting, well-projecting fragrance. I have seen a lot of reviews where there's been some complaint about the longevity or performance. To me, I don't find that that's a problem. It lasts exactly as long as I would expect a fragrance of this type and quality to last, which is about 6 to 8 hours. It stays primarily juniper heavy on my skin. The juniper and rose is the mid the mid of the fragrance that is very prominent for the first 2 to 3 to 4 hours. And then as it goes into the deep dry down, there is a beautiful, rich, sweet, soft sandalwood that comes up and just kind of envelops everything. It does really feel like having a beautifully crafted cocktail and just really enjoying every sip until you get to the end of your drink. And maybe there's a few muddled leaves or bits of cucumber or something, and you can just kind of taste those with the taste of gin and juniper, and it leaves that really warm feeling inside of you. It's not a heavy fragrance at all, but it is a very defined fragrance. It doesn't get lost on your skin. It doesn't get lost in the dry down or in any particular note, at least on my skin. I can't compare it to Angel's Share, of course, because I have not smelled Angel's Share, and I reckon that Angel's Share is a much richer, thicker, more heavy gourmand type of fragrance. Roses on Ice is not like that. This is a perfect spring summer fragrance, especially a summer night fragrance, but it's got enough presence that I could definitely wear it on fall days, fall nights, and even winter days. I would say that you could absolutely wear this and it would be quite suitable. It has a very Siberian type of feel to it, like it's cold and refreshing. All in all, it's super unique. It is something that I do not have anything comparable in my collection. And for that alone, I'm extremely happy that I purchased it. But I am also very happy that I've picked this fragrance up because it really has changed my mind about Kilian as a house. I was quite unhappy. I'm not going to lie. I was very disappointed with a lot of the fragrances that I had tried by Kilian. It seemed like a repeat of the same thing over and over and over, that this formula wasn't changing, that it wasn't having much direction. Like, he knew maybe how to do one thing, or he liked one type of fragrance, and that was what he went for always. Like, Love Don't Be Shy, Rolling in Love, Love on the Rocks, all of those I tried, and they all had this same thing happening. It wasn't even like a DNA thing. It was just it was the vibe. They were the same. So when I heard about these two fragrances, I thought to myself that this would be the time to test by Kilian and to see if I was really going to find something from the house that I liked, if the house was actually going to be creating fragrances that were unique enough to be worth the price tag to add to my collection. And with Roses on Ice, that's absolutely what they've done. Like, I commend Kilian Hennessy for going in this direction. And if this is in fact his wife's favorite, or reminiscent of his wife's favorite drink, like, brava to her and to him for having that direction and taking it there, because this is a beautiful perfume. This is a great fragrance. This is a scent that, in regards to its composition, is up there with those niche fragrances. I'm not familiar with the perfumer for this, and it did say that it was their first time working together, but this is a real masterpiece in my opinion. Yeah, absolutely. I love this. I probably will look into getting my nose on Angel's Share because they would be a beautiful set to have together. And this one is so well done. I would really like to smell that one. So anyway, that is my full review of Roses on Ice by Kilian. If you have any further questions that either weren't answered in this video, or I didn't think of, or that were just on your mind, please let me know in the comments down below. I will link this fragrance to, I will link to where you can buy this fragrance a couple of places in the description box, but definitely the Sephora sale is going to be over by the time you see this. So unless you have Sephora points that you can use, I mean, this would be a great thing to use it on. I don't think this is going to be offending anyone or causing anybody to feel like headachy or nauseous. It's just a beautiful, fresh fragrance that has just a great, it develops well, it lasts long, it projects well, it's all around a beautiful scent. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Thank you so much for joining me on this video. I am always happy to bring you reviews or first impressions. So if you have any other fragrances in mind that you would like to see a dedicated video to, please let me know. Otherwise, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you hit the notification bell and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you to my returning subscribers. Thank you to those of you who reached this point of the video. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so because I'd love to see you again on Perfumed Vegas. Bye!